Hello DevOps friends, welcome to Full Stack Live. I'm Jochen, the Monospace Mentor, and this is another co-working stream. I need to do quite a bit of stuff, and I thought, well, let's get some company and invite my DevOps friends to work with me. I'll switch to co-working mode in a minute, where I'll be working more or less in silence while the music is playing, and I invite you to do the same. If you've got something to do, then simply lurk and do your own work. And after a Pomodoro round of 45 minutes, we're going to have another chat. And that way, we'll still be in touch and have a conversation, but just not all the time. As RJ says, glad to be co-working with you. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. And so, yeah, let's keep each other accountable. Let's be accountability buddies. And I might even share my screen in between if it's something that I'm comfortable to share. So you can even have a little peek into what I'm doing at the time. And of course, I'll have an eye on chat as well. So if there's anything that you'd like to share, anything that you'd like to ask, feel free to do so. I'll either answer in chat, or I'll park it for the next conversation break. And that being said, I think we're good to go. So let's start the first round. You can use the !task command to add your own work to the task list if you are inclined to share. And I'll do the same and keep it updated. And with the !done command, you can also tick off a task that you've finished, and that way you can also demonstrate your own progress. So let's get going and have fun. Break time. Hello everyone. Thank you for joining us here on my co-working stream. I hope you're being productive. I am. I've almost finished my blog post that I'm going to publish on Thursday morning. And I have a few more tasks lined up, so this will continue. But let's take a short break. Lean back. Oh, that neck. I'm really looking forward to the body work I'm going to have done on Friday afternoon. I'm looking forward to that a lot. Hello, Praxeus. Hello, Damien Kleiman. Hey, how you doing? Is Malium? Thank you. I'm happy that you like the keyboard. It's a Lulu, which is basically a premium version of the well-known Lily 54. And yeah, I like it a lot, especially since I replaced the switches with much lighter switches. When I started out building custom keyboards, I was in kind of a Chad mode, and I thought, yeah, I need tactile switches, and they need to be quite heavy, not unhealthily heavy, but you need to exert some pressure there, and which is completely silly. I put in lighter linear switches, and typing on the keyboard is so much more fun, and it's so much more easy, so much easier, and yeah. Sometimes we are just silly, especially us people with the dual X chromosome. So yeah, Praxeus says, I feel like the extremes, soft, flat keys, or tall, heavy-ish keys. I see. Okay, that's an interesting approach. So it's almost like a modern versus retro setup, because I would think most of the keyboards of the past were these heavy keyboards. I mean, let's just take a look at the IBM Model F and Model M keyboards. They are reasonably heavy, not too, but when you think about early keyboards, you think of these big chonkers who really take a little bit of force to press a key, and more modern keyboards tend to be lighter, and so yeah, I can see the appeal for both. And then you have these crappy early laptop keyboards. Exactly. That wasn't actually what I was thinking of, but yeah. I mean, if you look beyond the custom keyboard sphere, everyone types on very light keyboards, Apple, Magic keyboards, and all laptop keyboards. Even the ThinkPad ones are pretty light, and I mean, yeah, that's in part because of the build size. There's not much space for heavy springs and things like that, but also I think ergonomics have definitely influenced that as well. Bethesda says, I like something tactile, but definitely low to medium actuating pressure. I use the bump click as a sense that I've actuated the key, not as an indicator that my tendons and forearms are getting teeny tiny workouts. Yeah, that was, I think, the trip that I was on, giving my fingers a workout, which is absolutely not only silly, but also stupid, because I did suffer from light RSI from time to time, especially in my wrist, even with the split keyboard, actually, because I misconfigured the thumb keys. But I think we shouldn't make everything a workout, and especially not typing, because our hands and forearms are not built for that. Yeah, definitely. I mean, sufficient isn't high praise, is it? Praxeus asks, what are your favorite wrist stretches? I do stretches from time to time. And thanks for the reminder, because I fell completely off the wagon with that. Once I did these stretches every day, first thing in the morning, and I really should incorporate that into my workflow again. And I think I'll set myself another task in my habit tracker for that. I'll do that right away, and then I'll tell you about the stretches that I do. Add task title, wrist stretches. And this is almost getting too complicated, but yeah. Task days every day. I guess why not? Let's do them every day. Okay, bada bing. Okay, so what I usually do is I first simply pull my fingers to the ground as much as I can, and do this for about 10 seconds, and then I do the opposite. I curl my fist in, hold that for 10 seconds, and then pull the wrist or the hand up from the wrist. And what else? This one. Oh yes, of course. Pull the fist down for 10 seconds. Ooh, that really is a workout. And of course I do the same for the second hand, starting with fingers down, then fist up, then and what else? I'm getting confused now. Anyway, once I've done that for both hands, I also do this kind of stretch. Then I'll do the opposite with the fingertips pointing to the ground. Then I put my hands above my head, again pressing the palms together. Then I do the same with the hands behind my head. And that's basically it. So it takes about 2 minutes or so, doing all these exercises for 10 seconds, and that way I give my wrists and tendons a little bit of a stretch. And actually, ideally I would do that more than once a day. The chosen one, welcome to the stack. So, let me catch up with chat. Brooks said, thinking about it like playing guitar, just enough pressure to do the jobs, not so much to waste energy. Yeah, exactly. And I guess in terms of stretching, these breaks are a great time to do it. Yeah, you're right. I should actually, yeah, remind me next time when I do a break. Maybe I'll even add a stretch command or something like that with which you can remind me to do some wrist exercises. Praxis also recommends might be better listed as several tasks as a small project. Yep. Actually, that's also a good idea, thinking about it. That way it'll go into my new time boxing process.
It's a Unix system. I know this.
Arthur of the Beat, welcome. Thanks for the follow, I really appreciate it. Balthasar says the best task tracking system is the one you actually use. Don't get lost in finding the coolest thing and never underestimate the power of a pad on paper and pen. Yeah, definitely good advice there. Don't overthink things, don't over-engineer things, just get stuff done. On the other hand, what I had to realize recently was if you want to do a lot of stuff, your task management needs to have a specific level of sophistication, otherwise it won't work, and you'll basically drop plates all over the place instead of spinning them. Praxis says I'm probably going to pick a pocket notebook and a pen and pencil that fits well in the pocket. I do have that actually. I got myself a nice orange tiny pen that extends when you push a button, and so I have something like that when I'm up and out and about, and I simply have a stack of note cards and a pen which I can use to write down stuff quickly and then just throw them away. So and I even have a notebook myself. I'm still working out how to combine these things. At the moment, I'm actually returning back to fully digital because I switched my task management system to something I built myself in Notion a few months ago. And by now, Morgan.so, the calendar application I'm using to integrate my work and personal calendars, supports Notion as a task management system. So I can actually pull tasks that I've defined in Notion into my calendar and work on that. And that makes time boxing pretty easy, and also it makes it much easier to rearrange stuff, just like I did earlier. Theo is joining us and saying hi, full stack, hope all is well. Yes, I'm really doing great and happy to have you here. Read the latest newsletter, loved the deep dive on task management. Thank you. Yeah, happy to provide. RJ says, always have my bullet journal on my desk. Are you actually doing full bullet journal practice, so tracking of stuff on with pen and paper, or do you have a combined system that's part digital, part analog? Praxeus says paper is for capturing thoughts, digital is for choosing to do them. That's actually a good system. How are you doing, Theo? Let me see, can I get my... task management on screen? I think I can. Give me just a second. Let's make... we'll go here. I'll pull this over here. Okay. So no, that wasn't what I wanted to do. Give me just a second. All right, so now you can see here on the right side, there's my calendar. That's Morgan, Morgan.so. It allows me to pull in calendars from work, from personal, for my monospace mentor, business, everything. And it also allows integration of task management systems. So at the moment, I'm trying out Linear for our work projects. And I'm using Notion, as I said, with something I built myself. And here you can see my tasks that I've lined up in part for today. And there are even a few ones that are left over from yesterday, where I was disciplined enough to end the day at 5 o'clock and work at 5 o'clock and leave the office. That unfortunately left a few tasks undone. So I'll have to schedule those. But the ones that I actually planned for today, as you can see, they all have this. It might be a little bit too tiny for you to see, but here's a calendar icon in front of all the attributes that Morgan pulled from Notion, and that means they are scheduled at a specific time. Because that's easy, I can simply take a task and pull it here into my calendar, and not only will it be scheduled in the calendar, it is actually going to be a calendar entry which can't be reused by, for example, a team member or someone from the Monospace community to arrange a call during that time. So these get automatically blocked, and I can see, yeah, I'm a little bit behind things because my blog monologue took a little bit more time. I only assigned half an hour for that, and it took me the full 45 minutes that I had assigned to the Pomodoro session, and I'm still not quite done. So we'll have to extend that a little bit, actually. So let's try and do that. I definitely need time to 15:45 here. And actually, I'll unschedule these tasks because I keep rescheduling them, and that doesn't really make sense. We'll pull them in as soon as I can. So that works quite well for me, having my tasks that I've scheduled for today in my tasks management system here in the sidebar, and then simply pulling in tasks where I intend to do them. That makes a lot of sense. And yeah, so that's how I'm working at the moment. Let's put that where I want it. That's going here. And let's go back to the daily view. Okay. The bot tells me that break time is over, so let's go back to working in a minute. Praxeus says, figuring out workflows that work for me is always harder than choosing to. Yeah, but it's time well spent, I think. Fiddling with tools, it quickly becomes just an exercise in vanity. But figuring out how you work and how you work well, and aligning your processes with that is definitely worth the time, I think. Sales goes on to say, I don't mind learning a new tool or just picking one and using it. Finding a flexible way to go from idea to output is the hard part. Exactly.
It's a Unix system. I know this.
Where's Lynn? Welcome. Archie said, I obviously still need to use Jira, Confluence, and the other systems for work, and I use a bit of Obsidian for my own work notes before they get fully formed in Jira. That's also a good approach. The bot is a narc. Oh, you would have preferred to keep chatting. But hey, we need to get stuff done, don't we? I do. To be honest, it feels much better doing these co-working streams instead of live coding streams where I do actual work, but much slower. Lady Lyra, happy to have you. So yeah, this feels much more productive, and it takes pressure off me because I can focus on stuff as if I didn't do a live stream, and it looks like my task list is melting away a little bit faster. Contrary to, well, proving their username. No, contrary to their username, actually. Oh, I botched that completely. Definitely not Shed says, I'm a binary dev, so I'm superior than everyone here. Don't feel bad about being binary. Praxia says, if the work takes longer but doesn't take you as heavily, that's acceptable when you have influence over your deadlines. Yeah. Sometimes they don't, though. DDR says, I feel like I'm not supposed to be here since I'm front-end dev, but I love your stream. Thank you. And you're definitely supposed to be here. I mean, it's full stack live, still, at least. I'm going to rebrand, actually. But, so front-end development is definitely also a topic that we get into from time to time. I'm not a particular front-end dev myself, so I'm more of a system administrator or SRE person. But since I've developed our customer dashboard, the user interface our customers use to use our managed hosting platform, and I've built that in Ruby on Rails. I'm in part, to a very tiny part, I have to do front-end work as well. And yeah, don't feel out of place. This is a friendly place, hopefully a safe place, and it's definitely open for front-end devs as well. Now, as the bot told us, we need to get back to work. AI is keeping us in line here, so let's go back to do another round, shall we? All right, another break. Finally, oh, I can use these breaks. Let's see. First of all, yeah, if you've just if you finished a task that you added to the task list, then mark it as done. I can actually mark my task as done in March. Theo, fellow Twitch streamer, to whom I should actually give a shout out. Definitely make sure to follow Theo. He interviewed me for his series USB My Guest, and I had a lot of fun, and I finally got around to editing the recording, and I just scheduled it to appear on the Monospace blog next week. So if you haven't yet subscribed to the RSS feed, or you would like to get my newsletter, then do so. The website is monospacementor.com, and you'll be able to watch the video recording there. And then we have Sora, not sure how to pronounce your name. I am a non-tech student, but know little about C. Probably not in this, but keen to be a DevOps. If you know, if you knew earlier what it will be to be the best becoming DevOps engineer. Okay, so yeah, I've been in the DevOps space for quite a while, and especially on my office hour live streams, which I do on Fridays at 1 p.m. UTC, I get this question quite often, how to get into the DevOps space. I guess DevOps being the intersection between development and operations means that you should have a solid background with both areas. And so I would recommend focusing on one of them first and maybe getting a decent background on software development. And it's not really important which kind of software development, just to be able to have the necessary skills to analyze a problem and solve it using stuff that you've coded yourself. And then, of course, also getting into the other side, and operations being a system administration. Start with, for example, installing Linux, even if only on a VM on your workstation, and get some exercise there. And once you have enough practice in both the development side of things and the operation side of things, then you can start combining both using DevOps tools and DevOps processes. Of course, that's a really huge topic, but you have to start somewhere, and that's why I would recommend to simply get into development more, and then pepper in a few operations skills as well by familiarizing yourself with systems like Linux, for example, by installing, say, a web server or something like that, and see how these things work, get an insight into how to maybe connect a web server to the internet, or networking in general. All these many topics that are behind that will eventually be open to you. And of course, there are courses as well. What comes to mind, for example, is the YouTube channel Tech World with Nana, if I'm not mistaken. She's got a great DevOps course as well. I intend to have one eventually, but creating these courses takes lots of time and effort, and so I'm not able to pull one out of my pocket quite yet, but watch this space. I'm sorry that I can't give you more concrete advice, because DevOps is a huge space. But if you are completely new to the space anyway, simply start doing stuff. It doesn't really help overthinking things and over-analyzing things and pulling up a complete DevOps roadmap and things like that. If you're just beginning, pick development or operations, get started there, and then eventually branch out into more topics and different skill sets. The Loman joining us. Hello. Why are you late? I mean, really? Lady Lyra says, do you mind saying what Pomodoro timer you use? It's called the Sweet Pomodoro timer. Let me get the link. There is a website for that. It's of course geared towards streamers, so it's supposed to be used during a stream. Otherwise, I mean, you can use just any kind of timer. Even if you're just using a kitchen timer, such like the one that the Pomodoro method was developed with, because they had, if I recall correctly, it was an Italian guy who simply used a tomato-shaped kitchen timer to run his Pomodoro sessions, and yeah, you don't need anything more sophisticated than that. But I do have a link for the particular online thingy that I'm using, if I can actually so here's the Patreon link to the timer and their community. The Lama says, I can't use the Pomodoro technique when in the zone. I need 1 hour or so of focus. Makes sense. I also had to dial in my Pomodoro sessions because the canonical Pomodoro session is 25 minutes of work followed by a 5-minute break. This gets repeated, I think, 3 times, and after 3 rounds, the break is extended from 5 to 15 minutes. But 25 minutes is pretty short for me as well. Because getting into a flow takes a little bit of time, getting my Windows set up and tools started and my brain geared up, and by then the 25 minutes are almost over. So yeah, that's why I'm actually working in these 45 plus 15 periods. That's much more conducive to focused work. I myself have trouble extending my focused work sessions beyond 45 minutes, at least much beyond that, because eventually my butt is going to hurt, or I need to get myself something to drink, which I actually should. And so having a break after 45 minutes makes sense for me, but that's a very individual thing. I agree totally. And if I didn't have incentive enough, the Lumen actually redeemed Hydrate, and so that means I'll have to get up and get myself my water bottle. I'll be back in a second. And back. So let's redeem the Lumen's Hydrate. Oh, that's it. Thank you. Laman asks, wait, you had an interview with Theo, where can we find it? I've just scheduled it to appear on the Monospace Mentor blog on Tuesday next week. So go to monospacementor.com and subscribe to the RSS feed over there, and you'll get it to your RSS catcher once it gets published. And Fuller Snabel joining us. Hello, how you doing? Okay, so what now? Yeah, that's that. Laman is working on completing a chapter on of advanced React. Interesting. Here we see there's another front-end developer. You don't have to be afraid, Lady Lira. There are more front-end developers in our community here. First of all, you can't ask RSS what is this and then reveal your age by actually knowing that it's technology from days past. So you can't have it either both ways. And RSS is definitely still a great technology to subscribe to stuff without having to have Substack polluting your email inbox. All right, there's a reminder to leave the office by 5. Well, that's a good reminder, actually. Let's postpone that by 20 minutes. Fulasabel says, I'm a front developer too. I'm writing a Minesweeper game in Assembler and Win32. You can't improve perfection. And by front-end, you mean a Win32 user interface? Well, it all depends on the definition, doesn't it? Oh, you mean perfection in terms of RSS. Yes. RSS is great as it is, and hey, podcasts rely on it every day. Thousands and thousands of podcasts. So, can't go wrong with RSS. Alternatively, if you want to have a more modern solution, you can also subscribe or follow my blog on Mastodon. It's actually at blog@monospacementor.com. You can follow that account on your own Mastodon account, and you'll get the blog entries there as well. It's not just old technology that we are peddling here. OpenGL to drive the game music in all glorious 4K or less. Yeah, Foolish Novel doesn't disappoint in terms of demo coding and space-efficient programming. I love seeing the stuff that you're coming up with. Have you ever considered having your own Twitch stream doing these things? Because I'd follow you in a heartbeat. Wow, that was timing. The bot hearing me talking about Mastodon. Of course, I have my own Mastodon account. It's at floss.social@monospace.
It's a Unix system. I know this.
Welcome to the stream, Dr. Scurvy. Have an orange. All right, folks. folks, I'm pretty sure the timer has run out by now, so let's get into another Pomodoro session, the last one for today. We are a little bit late, but stuff needs to be done, so let's get going. Right, so I shortened the final round of Pomodoros by 5 minutes because I need to get done and wrap things up. But before we do that, Praxeus redeemed another RFC or an RTFM in that context, and wants me to do a dramatic reading of RFC 1313. So let me try something here. Not sure if I can get this done on such short notice. I should have prepared this beforehand. Let me see. Let's not risk it. It'll take too much time to prepare what I had in mind. So, let's set this up. Okay. And we'll pull this here. Seriously. Okay. Interesting. All right, so if you're not familiar with the RTFM redeem, that means you can get me to read a document of your choice. Usually it's either a man page or an RFC document, and Praxeus picked RFC 1313 for me to read, so I'll do my best to do that. I would have loved to prepare a few effects for that, but that wasn't possible on such short notice, so we'll do it as it is. Give me just a second to fix a few things here. Okay, that's better. Okay. Just a second. Nope, that's not what I had in mind. All right, then. Just realized there's a bit missing here. Chaos. Move you here. Okay, that's better. Oh, now I got an ad break in the way. That's too bad. Well, no way around it. I need to get this wrapped up anyway. Okay, so welcome to a dramatic reading of RFC 1313. Which is from April 1st, 1992, and titled Today's Programming for KRFC AM 1313, Internet Talk Radio. Starters off this memo provides information for the Internet community. It does not specify an Internet standard. Distribution of this memo is unlimited. Welcome, hi and welcome to KRFC Internet Talk Radio, your place on the AM dial for lively talk and just breaking news on internet working. Sponsored by the Internet Society, KRFC serves the San Francisco Bay Area. For those of you outside the Bay Area, copies of program transcripts can be anonymously FTP'd from archives.krfc.com the day after the program, or you can listen in via VAT. Here's today's programming for today, Wednesday, the 1st of April, 1992. Hackers Hour with Phil Karn at midnight. Phil's special guest today is Dr. David Mills, who will explain the special problems of correcting for the Doppler effect when trying to properly synchronize the new WWV receiver chip in your PC while flying on the Concorde. Nighttime news at 1 a.m. Award-winning nighttime news gives you a full hour on those key facts you need to know before going to bed. Be sure to catch our network outage report with Elise Gehrig. Elise's report is sponsored by ANS. Late at night with Ole at 2 a.m. Call in your favorite internet work questions to Ole Jacobsen and his guests. Tonight's featured guests are John Moy, prime author of OSPF, and Milo Medin, who will talk about how OSPF is great, but you really need to test it on 1,822 networks to understand why. Marty in the morning at 6 a.m. Join the irrepressible Marty for 5 hours of eye-opening talk and commentary. Hear the latest on the commercial state of data networking in the US and who is at fault for limiting its growth. Special guest Kent England plans to drop by the studio today. A listen in for the flames. Education report at 11 a.m. Gordon Cook solicits advice from Professor David Farber on good ways to develop a research career. In the likely event that Professor Farber is unavailable at the last minute, Professor Farber has arranged for Professor David Sinkosi to take his place. Lunch with Lynch at 11:30 a.m. Dan Lynch is on vacation this week and Vint Cerf is taking his place. Today, Vint has lunch with Mitch Capor of the EFF, MacArthur genius Richard Stallman, and General Norman Schwarzkopf. Don't miss Vint's suggestions for wines to go with today's business lunch. Lunch with Lynch is sponsored by Interop. Wines are provided by the vineyards in return for promotional considerations. News at 1 p.m. Join Choice and John as they report on the key networking news of the day. Don't miss their update on the latest address and port assignments and tips on upcoming RFCs. 2x4 time at 2 p.m. Today, Marshall Rose will take out his 2x4 and apply it to Phil Gross for violating the Internet Standard meeting rules at the latest IETF and starting a session before 9 a.m. Additional victims to be announced. Today's show will be available as a book from Prentice Hall by next Tuesday. Mike at the Mic at 4 p.m. Listen in to the Marina's favorite local DJ. Hear why they never listen and never will, how come the book's publishers don't seem to be able to add, and why ATM is another technical mistake. Then join MAP at 7:45 for a wee bit of this week's preferred single malt. The Protocol Police at 8 p.m. Liven up your evening with the Protocol Police. Join our intrepid team of Steve Knowles and Mike St. John's as they debug various TCP/IP implementations from the comfort of Mike's hot tub using Steve's waterproof portable PC. Last week they caught Peter Honeyman hijacking an NFS implementation. This week they're joined by Yakov Rector with his new Roto-Router tools designed to catch routing anomalies. Who will our team nab this week? Family Hour at 10 p.m. As part of this week's special series on children and networking, Bob Morris and Jerry Estrin talk about how much you should teach your young children about networking. Securely Speaking at 11 p.m. Come eavesdrop as Steve Kent and Steve Crocker give you this week's latest security news, if they're allowed to talk about it. And remember, just after 11 o'clock, Steve and Steve will be reading this week's encrypted message. If you're the first caller to call in with the right DES key to decrypt the message, you'll win $1,000 and an all-expenses-paid trip to Fort Meade. U.S. nationals only, please. And this concludes today's session of Full Stack Live, my co-working stream on Tuesday. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for working with me and doing your own work. Thanks for chatting. Thanks for following this channel. I love all of you, and I'll be back on Thursday afternoon at 1 p.m. UTC with another co-working stream. And don't forget about Fridays office hour, where I will be taking your questions and mostly ignoring, but in part answering them. And that's it for today. I had a lot of fun and wish you a great rest of your day. Until next time, take care.